Yo, what is happening, guys? So you're working a full-time job. You're trying to get involved in futures, and you have no idea where to start, what instrument to pick, and where you can actually maximize profitability during the time that you're actually available to trade. Let's talk about it. So, man, I just wanted to take a few minutes to go over some key things that help me in structuring my trade life working a full-time job. Because when you're working a full-time job and you're trying to trade, it can get hard, man. You got a family, you got your own personal things to do, and you need to put a little bit of time in on these charts to actually make some money. So, man, let's get into it, man. So the first thing is you want to focus on your why. Because when you're getting involved in this trading space, man, you're going to want to give up. You're going to want to throw in the towel a couple of different times, man. And you have to have that why to keep you grounded. Your why keeps you motivated to actually keep going and push through those tough times, because you're going to have losing days. Losing in trading is inevitable. And you're going to have a bit of a learning curve as you're trying to soak all this information in to actually reach a level of understanding. So find your why and let that why be the base foundation as you continue to learn and progress in this space. Your why can be your spouse. Your why can be your kids. Your why can be just the simple desire to want to get out of the situation, whatever situation that you're in the current given space. So find your why and let that be the foundation to build on top of everything else, because that's something that you always come to when you feel like throwing in the towel. So next up, let's talk about focus on reaching the level of understanding. Now, it's a lot of different trainings out there that you can soak up, and a lot of them work. You know, I can't say whether they do and don't work, because strategies work. It's just putting in the time to understand the ruling to make them work and in order for you to succeed. So focus on reaching a level of understanding so that you're not confused on things. And then once you reach a level of understanding, you pick your pair and then you build your strategy around those times that you're available. So if you're reaching a level of understanding and you're mapping out your schedule, then you're able to prepare a week in advance. This way, you're not running and scrambling, and you have FOMO coming into play, and you're trying to jump on the charts, and you also have work life, you have your family life or personal situations or whatever coming into play, and that's hindering you from actually building a solid trading plan and taking advantage in the times that you are available. So you want to ask yourself, what time are you available to trade? Now, for me, for example, I work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. So my times to trade will be late in the evening to overnight. So if I'm trying to find a pair to trade during those times, I need to see what moves during those times. I live in the US in the central zone. So when I'm at work, that's New York session. So anything that's actually having volatility and being active during New York session, I really can't take advantage of those because I'm working my day job. So the things that I am available to trade would be Asian range, which is normally within the time frame of 7 o'clock to 12 midnight if you're on Central Time. So I could take advantage of Asian range, or I could take advantage of London session, which trades overnight, 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. my time. So if you're finding that pair that moves during the time that you're available, then you can build everything around that. Now, let's look at Asian session. Some of the things that I looked at that moved during the Asian session is an instrument called the Nikkei 225, which is on the future side is a benchmark for the Tokyo Stock Exchange. This is something that you could actually get involved in. It has high volatility during the Asian range. So if you're looking to trade during Asian range, this is something to consider. Also, if you're trading currency pairs, you want to focus on pairs that involve the Japanese yen or the Australian dollar. Those move heavy during the Asian range. So that's where you're going to maximize the most volatility that you can take advantage of if you're available during those times. Now, a commodity that moves in the futures market during all sessions is gold. Now, if you're wanting to trade gold, you can trade gold during Asian session, during London session, or New York session. So it's a good all-around tool to be able to take advantage of. If you want to trade during London session will more so be focusing on things like the DAX futures, which is the key index for German stocks. So if you want to trade that moves heavy during London session. So you can take advantage of that. If you want to stick on the currency side, then you want to focus on pairs that involve the euro or the British pound. Pairs that involve the euro or the British pound have high volatility during the London session, so you'll be able to take advantage of that session. Like I say, for me, that's 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. during Central Time. Now, a commodity that you could take advantage of during London session would be oil or gold. Like I mentioned, gold is all around session. Oil is heavy to move during the London session and during the New York session, because the European territories and the American territories are still heavy on oil. As you can see what's going on with Asia, they're transitioning to more electric vehicles, so they're not on oil as much as us. So oil is not as susceptible to move during Asian range as it is during London and New York. Now, say for instance you wanted to be active during New York session. You're free to work during that time. You've checked the times and you're available to be active during New York session. This is the most popular session that traders are trading. So if you want to trade during New York session, some of the most popular things to trade is things like the S&P 500, which is the top 500 companies in the U.S. So that gets high volatility during the U.S. That's when a lot of the news comes out, and you'll be able to take advantage of that activity during that time. Another thing that a lot of traders trade during this time is NASDAQ. NASDAQ is tech heavy. It's a lot of the tech companies involved in that. So that is susceptible to move a lot during New York session. Also, another thing that moves a lot during New York session is the Dow Jones. That's another thing that's popular, especially in the future space. So if you're looking for a instrument to trade during New York, consider the Dow Jones. Also, oil. Like I said, oil moves heavy during the London session and the US session. So you'll be able to take advantage of price action on oil. You'll also be able to take advantage of price action on gold, like I said. So if you want to take advantage of that, you can do that. Now, if you're staying on the currency side, something that you can take advantage of during the New York session is things that involve the dollar, things that involve the euro, and things that involve the Great British Pound. All three of those are susceptible to move heavy during the New York session. So you can actually take advantage of those if you're wanting to stick on the currency side. So considering all that, you want to pick a strategy, understand that strategy, collect the data with that strategy, and whatever instrument that it is that you're actually trying to trade. Structure a plan and then build everything on top of that along with your edge. Once you have a solid edge, then you can actually plan out your week, take advantage of the market when you have that time and availability there, and be able to actually see some consistent profitability after you've built it over time. So man, I just wanted to take some time to go over that. If this video helped you, you made it to the end, hit like, subscribe, come back and holler at your boy, man. I'll be dropping a couple of more videos, man, just giving a few tips of things I've learned in my years in this market, man. So that's what that is, man. And remember, we can't predict price. We can only move with it. No FOMO, man. That's what that is.